Hello, and welcome to Depth Perception. We discuss movies and dive into how films direct the way we experience them. We create a perception of sound, a perception of sight, with a dimension of mind. We move into a land of both shadow and substance, of themes and ideas. I'm here with my band of soaks. Kmax and Tin Man.
Hey, what's going on, folks?
What's up?
We're ready.
Tin Man,
We're sort of ready.
I miss the days when I would say a perception of sound, and you would say sound.
I didn't know if you appreciated my little flourishes.
I still hear it. I have to be honest with you. They call it being deaf. I heard it. I still hear it.
I give you like a little room there to do it, and you stop bringing the magic there.
I can be a bit much at times, and I can't always tell when it's unappreciated or not. And so I'm like,
This is why he's one of my favorite people. I can be a bit much at times.
He was just staring at the floor as he told us that, too.
I've been told.
you don't want to take me off the leash here, all right? Trust me.
Unchained.
Yeah, you need.
Today we have another chapter episode lined up, and I think it goes hand in hand with our previous chapter of Justice.
Justice. Sorry.
Today we'll talk about vengeance in movies, and I'm actually going to jump right in and give you the talking points. However, I am relinquishing my duty of ringing the bell, so I'm going to leave it up to you guys to decide when to do it, when it's needed, or when it's not needed.
How loud does the bell come off on the shows or in the recording afterwards? I haven't heard any of them since the bell's been on.
Gee, thanks.
He goes, first of all, ouch.
I'm only like one behind.
How about how do you come off?
With a big smile on my face.
Is that enough for you?
All right, here's what I am going to do, though. I'm going to give a little point when we do need a ding.
When we need one. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. We need one. Ooh,
solid.
That was me on the clean. That was me on the clean.
Good start.
Clean and jerk.
So, my goodness.
It's a weightlifting thing,
It's a weightlifting thing.
For some people.
Usually a jerk, then clean.
Why is there only one clean? Why?
Who cleans first?
I found one we're going to use in the ringing bell. Perversion.
My goodness. Guys are here with a vengeance.
You made the coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, you made the coffee.
What did you put in this coffee?
It is a spicy coffee.
It's a spicy coffee. Hot mic. Spicy coffee.
So you can hear that over the mic.
Real
Taste
nice
it over
coffee.
the mic.
Cinnamon dolce.
Oh, yeah.
All right. First talking point.
Send it.
How we feel justice is different than I'm sorry. Hit that ding again.
Okay, here it comes. Wait. The bell?
Yes.
Wait, the bell?
How we feel vengeance is different than justice, and what kind of borders does it share with justice?
Bing.
Wow.
Ban 1,000.
How do we typically see vengeance portrayed in movies, i.e. common themes and tropes? And this will be with movie examples from all of us. Movies where vengeance is an effective version of justice. Movies with vengeance as an ineffective version of justice.
That was lame.
That's okay. That's okay. We're human.
Last shot of the Roman candle.
That's the Roman candle shots.
Favorite movies about vengeance. The question of what's more impactful to an audience, cautionary or gratifying movies of vengeance. And then we'll end it off with a preview of episode 19.
Beauty.
Okay.
I like it.
So first up, how do we feel vengeance is different than justice?
So, how are they alike, or how are they different first?
How are they different first?
They're different. So, like, justice wants to restore order.
Okay.
Vengeance just wants to get. I'm gonna
Even?
vengeance. Not even get even. No, because that would, to me, that's more justice. I think vengeance just wants to give someone their A kicking.
Okay.
Vengeance is just like, there will be blood. I'm gonna get them.
Okay.
Okay.
I would go as far as vengeance has an emotional response, where justice should have a emotional,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
an unemotional response. I'll get through them
I like
prefixes.
Okay.
Tin Man, bringing the heat.
You guys have thought about this.
Here's the thing. You give us a bell. All we needed was a bell.
The bell has moved like 6 inches towards Kmax since we
It's
started.
on the other side of the table now.
So, first, I see vengeance of encompassing ideas of revenge and avenging. I'm not sure what this revenge, what do you call, is it avenge? Because that's a verb.
Well, if
isn't
you
it?
were to avenge twice, then you would revenge.
Re-avenge?
The Re-Avengers. That's like a whole comic strip, isn't it?
It'd be a good one, yeah.
Go back and do it again.
So, I'll say retaliatory personal acts inflicted against others. That's my
More
idea of
vengeance side.
vengeance.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
To me, it's the presence of passion in a negative sense.
Oh my.
So the previous chapter, I had contended that passion was necessary for justice from an empathetic stance. But passion in this sense has to do with, vendetta, grudge, hatred, etc. And this is what our Hateful Eight quote was hinting at as the difference between vengeance and justice. So to me, justice is more about a function of society and their set of morals and governing how a collective should behave. I think of like formalities in place, officials, higher governing entities to enforce rightness and wrongness. So that's my thought on how they're different.
I like that a lot because it deals with a bit of vengeance. Is like the insistence of giving someone a taste of their own medicine. You're not restoring justice. You're not. I'm going to make it right for you. Let's collectively go after the bad guy. Give them a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah.
To me, that's vengeance.
And I do like that there's a negative emotion attached to it. It's almost like I have the right to feel bad about this, so I give myself like a freedom to act in a way that you shouldn't act, or act in a way that you would normally not condone.
And I don't want to
But
get ahead of
this
ourselves, but I
gives
feel
us
like
permission to go past the line of civility.
I feel like that's why I really get into those kind of movies.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it gives me permission, who's
Yeah.
mild mannered.
Oh, you acted this way? That opens a door that normally stays closed. But since you did this, we can open this door up. Now go a little further.
I feel like as a film watcher, I'm like, I sign on to a lot of those movies because I'm like, I would never. I'm thinking, I'm a law-abiding citizen. That's why I love that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Because this guy who is otherwise a law-abiding citizen.
I'll point that out later too. What about the borders that vengeance shares with justice? What do you guys think about that?
I think they both deal with like someone being wronged. I think
Right.
There's a wrongdoing that took place.
Yes, there's some type of imbalance.
What was this one movie? A crime has been committed. What was it? Do you remember what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think he's coated with something. I think he's. Is it like it's not from where he's like he slimed me? Is it? No,
He slimed me.
because that was from Ghostbusters, right?
Yeah.
But it was a similar thing where someone's coded and something. He's like a crime has been. I'd like to report a crime or something. Anyway, you get so far off. Don't reverse. Whatever the reverse of that is.
Yeah.
Reverse it.
Send it back.
Click.
Cut it in post.
Okay, so I'll ask again.
Yeah.
What are the borders that vengeance shares with justice?
Definitely wrongdoing.
Right.
Okay.
There's a wrongdoing, a hurt. There's a victim, or a crime even that. So that's a good point. Like if a crime gets committed and the law doesn't take care of it, usually people are like, oh, well, if you're not going to bring balance, then we'll do it ourselves, type of thing.
Yeah.
So there's a where they share hand in hand. You know, so it's someone's job to make this right.
Yeah.
If the government can't, someone else will. You know, kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
that's right.
Yeah, and I think I'm right there along with you guys. I think the biggest border you can have is that in both cases there is a right and a wrong that's generally accepted, right? And I think people generally want to balance out when there is a wrong committed, but I think when someone has a wrong against themselves, depending on the severity of the wrong and the lack of justice, like kind of like what you were saying, a retaliatory act by that individual can become something else. So that's when you get vengeance, I feel like. You get a sense of revenge where there's not even, you mentioned the idea of like crossing the line, or what'd you say, line of civility or something like that.
Right.
I think in those moments, you can't see the line anymore.
Permissible suspension of civility.
Like there's no...
The line is a dot to you.
There is no line. It's just this is my goal, is to hurt this person or get even or whatever. And I think that's the arena that vengeance lives in, is when it does become something else. And to me, vengeance could actually be seen as justice in a manner of perspective, though. So in the context of our podcast, it would be justice through the eyes of our protagonist or through the eyes of our antagonist, right? When either a higher governing power is unavailable or ineffective, like Tin Man, you were saying this, vengeance allows for a sort of form of justice to fill in the blanks there, right? At least that's what you get when you see movies, right?
Yeah.
So I think my most basic, real life example is a kid standing up to their bully, right? Because the teacher can't do too much, right? Especially if they don't see what's happening. So the kid's only choice is to fight back,
Oh yeah.
And consequences arise from that, which is pretty on par with how we'll discuss vengeance. But that's my thought. That's my real life examples. That's a form of justice. There's standing up for yourself if you got a bully, right?
Oh yeah.
Any other thoughts on how justice and vengeance are different or alike?
I always use them interchangeably, and I shouldn't, because I like movies that it's part of the yummy payoff, right? Someone gets theirs. Then me and Voz had a conversation a couple weeks ago about, and I thought, well, I never thought about that way. I'm like, well, someone's going to get theirs, and I'm so into that, and I'm really not really into, well, what about when the person who was wrong is made whole? I'm like, I don't care about that. That can be in the rest of the following action, The climax is when the bad guy gets his, he gets his just desserts.
Yeah.
That's, to me, vengeance, justice, fairness, all of it. I mean, meanwhile, we had a little discussion too about why aren't movies selling? Why aren't filmmakers making the features of these things?
You know what? That was one of the things I really liked about, because my wife, she'll watch older movies, 40s, 50s, 60s, and in some of those movies, there's always this bittersweet ending to a movie that felt like it should have had a victorious ending to it, but the hero or the protagonist either does something well, accomplishing whatever task to finish where the climax of the movie is, but then for the following action he has to pay the piper. And so there's always these weird movies that have this bittersweet ending, and I remember being like, I like that though. It felt uncomfortable, but it felt more true.
That's true.
Where they crossed the line and did something that they, where they took the law into their own hands, but now have to pay the
If you're going to dance, you got to pay the band.
pay the bill due by the end of it.
I like that too because to me it's like the evolution of storytelling. Because you think of like fables and stuff like that, where there's a definite lesson trying to be taught with the story, and I think that's what you get with older movies. And then I feel like the evolution is, okay, we're no longer just telling stories, we're making money, and to make money we need happy endings.
Yeah, entertainment first.
Right.
Yeah.
So, pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Good point.
I think that's why I really like I threw it out there. I've thrown it out there a couple times. Everyone's seen that movie Snake Eyes. It's a very odd Brian De Palma, Nicolas Cage, but same thing. This guy finishes the movie and you're like, oh, he found the bad guy, becomes a hero, but his like kind of twisted past catches up with him for doing that, and he's got to pay the piper in the end. And it's like, I was like
they're both kind of shown in the spotlight. Like, okay, now you're both are wrongdoers, judge accordingly type of thing.
Sometimes that's how justice comes to be. Someone's got to say, there's corruption here. And that's how sometimes evil stays evil, though, is don't tell because we're both involved in this. Or I got your dark secrets. Don't rat on me.
Don't
that would have been a good one for fairness to talk about, because fair wouldn't be that, okay, this guy gets caught, but Nick Cage's character doesn't. Fairness is, okay, you both have done wrong. You both got to account for it.
Right.
So, cool.
Making him a bigger hero than most. That's
not the hero we want,
but the hero we need. Nick Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Shout out.
Okay, so how do we typically see vengeance portrayed in movies? And this would be like common themes, tropes, type of characters, interactions, that sort of thing.
I got like the wronged, the lowly whorehouse employees. I've seen it in 2 or 3 movies where they, we've been wronged by this, and we need a hero to champion us and go beat the bad guy, or the wife, the wronged wife in Magnificent Seven.
I was going to say, are you thinking of Magnificent Seven?
I was going to say Unforgiven.
That's right.
Or even
the blonde with the scarred face.
Yep. I'm just thinking like they've, the money bag that this is all we got, and the poor town.
Quick and the Dead also.
Yeah. We need to hire a gun here to hire a gun.
Jonah Hex.
Oh,
throw that one out there. It's
wow.
an odd one. But yeah.
Tin Man ate his Wheaties today.
No, listen, I could see it when he walked in today. I could tell. He got out of his car and I heard, listen, something's different. That's definitely a sound of tin.
Aluminium. Tin Man, what, throw one out there.
Throw what?
How do we typically see vengeance portrayed in movies? Common tropes, etc.
All right, common tropes. Yeah, that's a good common one. Family members killed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I was thinking Death Wish, Gladiator.
Mm-hmm.
What else? I got a big list.
Punisher.
Punisher. Yep.
Mask of Zorro.
Mask of Zorro.
The Revenant.
It's like, shouldn't sell that medallion for a glass of whiskey. Why, you think I could get 2?
You think I could get 2?
Oh, Man on Fire. Man on Fire.
Yeah,
Denzel.
nice one.
Another shout out to Denzel.
So I've got
Slaughter High.
yes. So yeah, because we threw out a couple things of the good guys quote trying to get some vengeance, but we also see a lot of bad guys trying to get vengeance, right? So you mentioned Slaughter High. Reaching deep in the bag.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's that one I felt on an emotional level.
A lot of horror movies, right, where the bad guys trying to get
I would
vengeance.
say so. Yeah. I Know What You Did Last Summer, right?
Mm-hmm. Freddy.
So, how many movies where what makes the bad guy getting his vengeance, and the good guy getting his vengeance?
It's a matter of perspective. And I'm going to put a bookmark there. But
we're dancing on. We're getting close, but
yeah.
Tin Man, we're getting close. He's not comfortable with
Who's
this.
that?
I've been reading his notes when he's not looking.
I was gonna say it was that clean and jerk movie you're talking about.
I have no idea what you mean.
I don't either. I didn't know this was a thing.
I got a video of it.
Oh no. At least turn the sound off. You guys say it's a weightlifting thing, but I'm not gonna Google this.
Trust me on this one, man.
She's just gonna get clean and jerk videos,
Oh my.
Don't
gifs.
put them in the right order.
I like I said, I should hope there's another clean in there somewhere.
It should be after.
Oh my.
We're the three best friends that anybody could have.
So more villains out for revenge. I had Cape Fear,
Oh,
Speed, Old Boy.
Old boy.
Speed.
I had the idea of like a lone hero with a internal struggle of morality, hand in hand with kind of like a villain / anti-hero on a destructive path. So something like Deadpool,
Oh,
Okay.
where they have this mindset of vengeance that's just kind of spraying everywhere, and they're trying to hone it in. So you got characters like Deadpool, characters like Wolverine, where it's just destruction until they learn that's not the most productive thing to be doing. I got and then some common themes in movies about vengeance. You have stuff like revenge is a dead end road, metaphorically, right? So things like Road to Perdition, where
Yeah.
nothing good came out of what Tom Hanks's character
Yeah.
did, right? He wiped families off the face of the map, and nothing really to show for it except he left his son alone in the world, right?
And revenge can't bring back that lost one, that lost loved one. Mm-hmm. Right? That's kind of one that's...
Yep. The Vanishing kind of shows that too.
Gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm claustrophobic. I have a doctor's note.
But kind of along the same lines, like vengeance is a hollow reward, right? Like even you see characters, even after they get their vengeance, like, was it worth it? Like,
Right.
I don't feel any better, I had Prisoners down for that one,
Oh.
and Gone Girl. I forget what's the girl's name in Gone Girl. Amy.
Rosamund Pike. Oh, yeah.
Amazing Amy.
Amazing Amy. That's right.
Yeah, because her whole thing was to get Ben Affleck's character killed for
For her murder.
Yeah.
Like to get locked
give him the
up.
death penalty.
Yeah.
And you can see just how much that backfires for her during the movie. So it's like, it wasn't really worth it, was it? And all you had to do was...
I mean, I feel like she doesn't think that. She's like, well, now I got a husband that's worth my time or my effort.
You could say that. I also have...
Wait, is she the hero?
I also have the idea that vengeance blinds you to what you do have. So, Count of Monte Cristo, I would say. I mean, this guy uncovers, in their time, like billions of dollars?
Yeah.
An infinite amount of gold. And he uses it only to make a ruse to eventually get back at this guy. Like, you could have used that for so many... You probably could have bought a country. Started your own your own government and your own private country, but you bought a house and got revenge on this guy. Okay.
That's why it's one of the best cautionary tales, Count of Monte Cristo. Yeah. I mean, it's like...
Although he does get his revenge.
Yeah, it's true.
I had The Prestige for this. I'm not going to go too far into it because I think it's going to be one of the ones I bring up later.
Okay. That's a cool idea, though, that one. Or why you're bringing it up.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I have the Watchmen, specifically Rorschach.
I was going to say, I'm like, there's got to be one specific character.
Yeah,
Their
specifically
motivations are all
Rorschach. His
kind
whole
of
idea of justice is pretty, like, no, you did it. This is what it is.
Yeah. You're scum and you deserve to be.
Yeah. So at the end, when Voight, is that his?
Veidt.
Adrian Veidt comes up with the idea that even Dr. Manhattan's like, yep, that'll work.
Yeah.
And
We're gonna
Rorschach's
trick
like,
it.
no, you guys are, I can't comprehend. Like, you have to kill me because I don't understand this form of justice and fairness and whatever.
It's all built on a lie.
Yeah.
I can't. Yep.
And so instead of him saying, oh yeah, the world's at peace now because you two...
He lived and died by the sword. Unbreakable. His unbreaking will was going to stay one direction, whether that meant his death. That's cool. I like that.
And I had one more example for this theme was Hook. And it's actually at the end when Peter is fighting Captain Hook. And it's kind of like, well, you can fly, you can escape now. Why don't you just take your kids and leave? And like that's what he tries to do.
Yes.
Until Hook is like, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'll find you.
Yeah. Well, there'll be. How does he put?
Not hooks.
Swords and whatever posted on the doors of your children's children.
Your children's children.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like The Crow as far as like a vengeance, that was one of my favorite movies for a long time.
Yeah.
Like he killed not just him but his girlfriend. So he comes back, he gets his chance to avenge himself. Mm-hmm. I thought was cool. That's a great movie.
So in that case, it would be the idea that sometimes vengeance is the only course to fairness, right? It's I think I have it in here.
Like his only purpose, the only reason why he's back to life is
sometimes vengeance is the only justice. So something like The Crow, right? Also something like Commando. I also have some that we've already talked about because a lot of these movies weave through these same themes. So Unforgiven, to me, was he the marshal, the sheriff? I can't remember. Gene Hackman's character. So it's like, where do you go if he's the one oppressing everybody?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, to me, it's kind of interesting. Like, he has a harsh form of justice over the town, but it's not. I don't think he was necessarily evil, per se. But yeah. So that when the oppressor is also the law and also the government, how do you get justice there, right?
Yeah.
And to a similar extent, I have Gangs of New York, where
that's a good one.
Where the law's in someone's pocket already.
Yeah, exactly. You can't go to the cops because the cops are being paid off by the guy that you're trying to get vengeance against.
Right. That's such a weird role to see John C. Reilly in.
He's an odd-looking man.
I know, but I've only seen Step Brothers and Wreck-It Ralph, and then to be like, oh, he's like the chief of police.
And then back to vengeance as, I guess, negative in a sense, but the idea that vengeance is all-consuming. So again, I have something like Cape Fear, where, I mean, the one I know best is the one with Robert De Niro, where this kind of fits into some of the other themes, but he gets out of prison correctly, by the way, serves his time and is released, and all he can think about is getting his lawyer, getting even with his lawyer, right? But I also have Memento, which, if any listeners have seen, you're aware of the idea of that movie. Here's your one spoiler alert, because it's a twist at the end. 1,000. Okay. So because his mind, he can't make up any new memories, right? Like, so he tattoos the information on himself, or he writes on himself, right? But it's this idea where he's trying to get revenge for the person that murdered his wife, right? So that's all he can think about. He literally can't come up with any new memories, and that's like a very symbolic representation of what happens when you're chasing vengeance, right? That's all you can think about, day in, day out, and it's kind of used as a weapon by the one guy. So yeah, that was. There's quite a few movies where you look at it through this lens, and you're like, oh man, there's a little message there about vengeance or justice or whatever.
Yeah.
The other one I had, I think the last. Oh, no, I have two more themes. But the idea, the old adage, an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind type of thing, right? So something like, again, I'll mention it, but we'll go deeper into it later, The Prestige. There's a movie called Seraphim Falls, I think I've mentioned a few times now, with Pierce Brosnan and Liam Neeson. But the climax of the movie, they're fighting, and I believe one gets injured, one has the power to end things, and they kind of realize it's not going to change anything. If we keep fighting like this, both of us are going to end up dead, and what good is that for anyone? So they decide to just go their separate ways. And so it's the realization of that theme, right? The idea that, well, if we just keep getting back at each other, then where does it end, right?
Right.
Can you guys think of any other movies that fit these common tropes, these themes?
I like the one where, I don't know if it's a trope or a theme, but like Munich is probably one of my favorite. Probably because before I watched the movie Munich, I read the book Vengeance, which the movie Munich was a screenplay of. Someone adapted a book called Vengeance about the 11 athletes and coaches, Israeli, that were murdered. And so like put a hit squad together. Eric Bana was and they're Jewish folks, and they targeted 11. They brutally assassinated 11 people that were behind the killing of those athletes, making a statement saying, we're going to recompense you for what you did. Literally vengeance, and it's almost a scriptural thing, like vengeance is mine, saith the Lord type of thing, like from a Jewish, Judeo-Christian perspective. And that's like the book could dwell on that a little bit more, like we are instruments of justice and vengeance here. And so that it actually, the book talks about, I'm diving down a rabbit hole, the book talks about how you're not supposed to do that yourself. It's not man's job to do that, to exact vengeance. And that's how, have you guys seen the movie, Munich?
Yeah.
So they all have demons to wrestle, and some of them lose their lives in carrying out this thing and some of them, there's a question that's called, I think Daniel Craig's character kind of calls in the question, like, it's not our job to do this, and yet they do it. They follow through and they do it. I just remember watching that thinking, there's a cautionary tale here. I didn't know the lens to see it at the time. I just enjoyed the yummy payoffs of these guys getting their just desserts.
Yeah.
But some of the lines they were saying felt a little bit less momentum of, I'm caught up in this wave of wonderful vengeance and payoff. There were some lines there, and I didn't have the lens or the patience to take it in and say, oh, they're teaching me something here. It's kind of like, I should be learning something here, not just bathing in the vengeance. This isn't Inglourious Bastards after all.
Right,
I'm not
right.
just watching this.
That brings me up to another one, and I think it's along the same lines here of I would say protagonist or anti-hero. I wouldn't say hero here. Seeking like violent, brutal revenge, like kind of on a very premeditated thing, so that definitely fits here.
Yeah.
I would say the Kill Bill movies, right?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Punisher, I would say to an extent, he I wouldn't say it's as organized as some of the others, but you know, he definitely has a goal that he's trying to reach. Hard Candy. Have you guys seen that one?
I have not. I have not.
It's about a girl that she gets along with. What is his name? He's Ed Warren in like the Conjuring universe. Patrick something. That guy.
It'll come to me.
Okay, but so she befriends him, and they kind of form a little friendship there, and then it takes a dark turn where she's
Night Owl, whatever. Yeah, sorry.
yeah, she starts to like torture him both emotionally, physically, as revenge for past certain stuff. We'll say. Carrie.
I got that in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Django.
Oh, yeah.
Django Unchained, right? I have Man on Fire here.
I have a few that are in like the vein where I feel like justice and revenge feel more closely related. Where like where Django is bounty hunting and then being put in situations where they find it and then kills everybody in the midst of a gunfight or whatever, but it feels more permissible, even though vengeance is kind of the goal, but it's not necessarily the entirety of the process. It's not solely built in the emotional. It's kind of like, hey, I'm going to use you and need your help.
I see.
Train you, like kind of guide him, and he eventually gets to the point now that he's mentally prepared, physically prepared, to try to like win back his girl, and then in the midst of doing so, happens to kill everyone. So I kind of feel like where the justice and the revenge get to sit comfortably together. You know, Gran Torino.
Ooh,
A couple other movies where I feel like, the justice and the revenge. I don't. Maybe it's like more righteous revenge. But
I think.
feel that.
I mean, you could say it's like getting revenge through a like a legal
Yeah.
legal way of getting revenge.
How do I do this without becoming the bad guy?
Right.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, followed through, I guess, because yeah.
All right. Well, let's go on to our next topic.
Yes.
All right. I think that's a good segue.
It's good use of the bell.
Master of the segue. Movies where vengeance is an effective version of justice.
Oh, jeez. Oh, how about Django Unchained? No. Say it again. I want to get it in my head. Say it again.
Movies where vengeance is an effective version of justice.
Edge of Darkness. Did you ever see this one?
I have seen that.
That's the one where Mel Gibson, Boston police detective, his daughter, who was didn't really tell him what her job was, but she was working for a company that was doing some shady stuff, and she was letting out the info, and then she got shot on her front porch, and he starts digging into her death and kind of doing sketchy things, like with a little bit of authority from being a police officer, eventually finding out that there was a cover-up involved and ends up killing people in the process. But I don't think that without that kind of the fiery vengeance behind it, that there wasn't going to be any type of justice at all if he didn't do it himself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I feel like part of this too is, do you take into account the other things that happen in this journey of vengeance, right? Is it still effective justice if innocent people are involved and get affected by the protagonist's actions, or whoever's trying to get?
Oh, so you're saying like if he had like hurt innocent people in the process to get to that point,
Right? Because to me that wouldn't be effective justice.
I agree. That's why I thought that one. I don't think he's.
Yeah.
I mean, he
okay.
did rough up some people who kind of knew but turned a blind eye. He didn't kill anybody that wasn't deserving.
Okay.
I like
Is deserving even the right answer?
I know, right?
They deserve to get shot in the street. You know, like.
So I think Death Wish, Charles Bronson.
Yeah.
1974, where he's like his wife is killed and his part of it is like his daughter's violently raped. and his wife is killed. And the movie kind of, it gives you the fuel to feel his vengeance because it shows a little too, not graphically, but it shows you what's happening.
I've only seen parts of that one, but I have seen the Bruce Willis one.
Yeah. So
sorry for those people out there.
Yeah. The Charles, I don't know if it's any different at all because I've only seen the Charles Bronson one. It was one of the ones, like one of the first VHS movies that that Dad brought home from like Delta Video or somewhere. Mm-hmm. And we were so excited to watch it, and we loved watching Charles Bronson movies and stuff like that. And so, you know, he doesn't want to live. Hence death wish. He doesn't wish death on the people that did this.
Right.
His reason for living is gone. He doesn't want to exist anymore. He goes on a work trip, and someone gifts him a revolver. And I don't know if this is in line with the Bruce Willis one, but with the revolver, he gets this idea back, and he said, well, they can't catch these people that killed my family. And he just says, I've got nothing to lose, so I'm going to hunt them down, but take a lot of collateral criminals. Like to if I could quote True Lies, yeah, but they're all bad.
Yeah.
Because so he's hitting a lot of criminals with peripheral fire. He's missing the people who killed his wife and raped his daughter, but he's killing a lot of criminals in the end. And where I think it's an effective vengeance is an effective tool is because he's celebrated as a hero, like almost Equalizer, like a vigilante of justice. Yeah. His character, as he's doing this, he earns status. The community at large says, "Thank God for you."
Is he kind of like a masked vigilante type thing in the process?
Well, he wants to be apprehended. He wants to, but he doesn't want to go to jail. He wants to be either gunned down or he wants to get caught by someone. He wants to be with his family, almost like Gladiator.
I feel like that's more the Charles Bronson one, because I feel like this one's more like he's a doctor.
Okay.
And so he has like, he plays it weird. He plays it. I wish I want to see the Bronson one just to see if there's the differences.
It's like
between
1974. So I didn't watch it when it first came out. I was 2, but I didn't see it until I was probably a teenager, but an early teenager. I just remember loving it. It was probably my favorite movie for a long time because I could feel that, oh, he's got to get him. He's got to get him. And it's like, oh, he doesn't even care who's going to get. As long as you're a bad guy, he's going to get you. And that made me feel like, yeah, let's get him.
Yeah.
But it talks about what you talked about earlier, Tin Man, about sometimes these movies, there's something that happens that snaps and it gives that character almost permission to step outside the bounds of what they'd normally be and what we'd normally accept as acceptable behavior. And God save me from a day that I ever feel that way, right? But part of the movie-going experience is like, oh, that must be so hurtful, but look at him, he's going to get his vengeance, and it's going to be a good payoff.
Man. Now, you had mentioned briefly there Gladiator, and I also think that's an effective version of justice because he was actually supposed to be next in line. And he kills all these people in the gladiator pits, but within the context of that story, that's all fair game. That's entertainment. So he's not like murdering these people just to get to the top. He's playing the game. That's all legal in that context there. So he's working his way through until he gets to Commodus and gets his vengeance, right? But he takes what was actually his to begin with, which was I don't know what you call it, is it the throne? I don't know.
Caesar, like you say.
Get the wreath thing on your head, I guess, right? What
the crown? I guess the crown.
I guess the crown, but so he gets to be it's emperor, right?
Big furry shoulder things.
So he gets to right some of the wrongs too with some of the people that were in there, right? He frees some of his friends that he made. He kills Commodus.
Pretty much liberates Commodus' sister.
Yeah,
who was kind of like she was a love interest to her.
Yeah.
And there was going to be no other way that justice was going to happen.
No one's touching that guy.
Yeah.
Without it.
And he was there incorrectly from the start.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even his crown to be had. And pretty much, everything was restored. And you could argue that once Maximus's family died, it was almost like he kind of had a death wish too.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
Otherwise, you know what the risks are at being a gladiator, And so I think that was a good one.
Yeah, I think an underrated hero of that movie was his lieutenant that said, "Hold your swords."
Oh yeah,
When Commodus is like, "Give me your sword, give it," and he's like,
it's like that recognition
that,
of
that recognition
this is
of
right.
he's been horribly wronged here from the word go here. We were idiots to not have stood by him. Is that recognition? I thought that was a huge moment in that film because even I'm thinking there's not going to be justice here because he's just going to wave his hand and they're going to swarm him or whatever.
Yeah.
But when that movement happened, I was like, "Oh yeah, here we go."
Tin Man, you got a movie?
I got an ineffective movie.
Not yet.
Okay. I came up with one, and I was like, "Ooh, I remember. I got to write it down."
Okay, I got another one then.
Okay.
Taken.
Ooh.
Liam Neeson.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, the one where
Absolutely no way you're getting this girl back unless you do something.
he's
Yeah.
like, "I'm gonna plug these wires into you, and I'm gonna turn this light on, and the only reason they're gonna the power company's gonna shut this off because you don't pay your bill," and then like electrocutes him. Like,
It was. I mean, there was
Like,
so many
oh,
moments like
man.
that. We're like, "Woo."
yeah.
But it was like that thing where you're like, well, that guy deserves that.
Yeah, you found a world of human traffickers, and you're like, yeah, you can get rid of all of them.
Yeah. Right.
It's just human.
I'm trying to think of another movie that was like that, where it's like,
get rid of them all.
was it maybe The Equalizer, where he's like human trafficking
Rush-
too? Like he
Russian
goes
mob-
all the way
Russian
up, all the
mob
way up,
people.
and you're like, well, they're all bad.
Yeah. Well, they were all
like
bad.
a video game. Yeah, they're all bad. Like a video game almost. Like you get to the final boss, you have to kill all the bad guys.
And I think in Taken also I feel like
Taken.
there's no collateral with the upstanding members of society. Like he goes into the slums where no one else lives except these evil people. He goes on the yacht or whatever at the end, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
It's owned by these same people.
Yeah.
Like there's no innocent people either dying or losing property.
There's
or
no
anything.
innocent collateral. It's all,
Right,
yeah,
it's
you,
all-
you could blow it all up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not blow it all up. There's still humans being locked up somewhere. But all the guys with guns and fancy black suits, you can just kill them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I had for as clean as you could get effective versions of justice
Yeah.
using vengeance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
Yeah.
I came close with a few other movies, but I'm like, no, there's too much things that happen to other people because of your path of destruction.
I have the thought that I'm going to add probably after the next couple minutes, I think.
Yeah, I have an ineffective one. Yeah. At least one. Oh, do you want to add it now, or do you want to add it after?
I have to add it after.
Okay. Hit it. Nice.
Movies with vengeance as an ineffective version of justice.
I got nothing.
You lie.
Okay. Falling Down.
Oh.
Michael Douglas.
Yeah, love it.
So he
Give me the briefcase.
Yeah. So he starts off by on this little journey after being locked in traffic, hating the world. Feels like he's due more than what he's been gotten. Like he's been dealt a bad hand. First store he goes to, these are marked up. These prices for this Coke. He starts beating up the Korean store owner, takes his bat, wanders off to the next place. As the story keeps going, random people get shot. Innocent people are threatened and gun pointed and killed. Eventually he gets to the end where he's like, I'm the bad guy? Like he doesn't realize that the path he went got worse and worse and worse all the way down.
Right.
I'm like, oh yeah.
Beautiful.
I was like,
that's-
that's perfect because there's so many people that are getting. At one point, a guy, the gang members do a drive-by, shoot everyone except for him. Mm-hmm. Like they miss him, they crash the car, he takes their guns and goes on to the next store. Like it's just.
Tin Man, you may have missed our episode on justice, but you came doubly prepared.
No, I seriously.
For
This one
vengeance.
came to mind. It just came to mind. I'm like, oh, that's a good one.
Good stuff.
I got the Prestige here for ineffective version of justice.
I want you to break this down, please.
Well,
I just watched this.
You
Between-
did?
yeah,
You did?
yeah. Between
Okay.
when we last talked, not just watched it, but it's
Like,
still
I saw
kind of
you
fresh.
last night, didn't I?
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, 2 nights ago.
the Prestige you watched?
Yeah.
So I'm only gonna give bits and pieces
Okay.
here, but it's kind of funny, like sometimes how poetic this thing gets. It got to the point where, they have the whole idea of like, we said an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind, right? And he's using blind stage hands, right? So like very poetic versions of why vengeance is not the right path, right? Literally killing yourself
So, yeah.
over and over, and then at the other side too, chopping off your own finger and then having to kill your other half or let your other half die, however it works, however you'd look at it. The justice that they're trying to exact on each other also is so superficial. I feel like they're magic tricks, right? It's for an audience.
Illusion.
Illusion. You beat me to it. I got stuck drinking my drink.
And so
Tricks on the whore does for money.
the more they try to do to hurt the other person, the more they lose.
Yeah.
Right. So Hugh Jackman, yes, he lost his wife in the beginning. Is it a wife or just girlfriend? I can't remember. But then he gets an upgraded version, right? And I think she even points it out. She's like, you have everything. Why are you still going after him? And then she leaves him for Batman. There's Angiers and what's Christian Bale's name in that one? Angiers is
You know this.
I'm on it. I don't
Borden,
know it.
Alfred Borden.
Ah, there it is.
That's right.
Beat him. I beat Lieutenant Google.
Aye.
The satisfaction. He's looking off at the heaven. Beat him.
I don't have to be here.
It's all up here now.
Beautiful.
But a lot of the themes that we had talked about, the common themes, the common tropes, I feel like a lot of them can be placed into the Prestige. The hollow version of, the hollow reward of vengeance, the eye for an eye thing. But I feel like if you'd like to break it down, I wouldn't mind breaking it down. But I kind of want to save it just in case we have a full, because it's one of my top movies, and I feel like eventually we'll want to do it some justice. Mm-hmm. Pun intended.
Ah, yes. So I think like an ineffective, vengeance being an ineffective tool. I don't know if that's the case, but it certainly is a question that's brought to the table in, I don't know, is it Civil War? Avengers? Mm-hmm. When it's like, you guys have all this collateral damage here. You're going to bat. You're going to bat for us, and yet your collateral damage is mounting, and you have to be held accountable for this. And it darn near splits up the heroes of the universe. The team. It drives them into and compromises the safety of the entire planet by making them accountable for their avenging. And I thought that to myself was, and when we were going into this episode, I like the term of Avengers, you know what I mean? So it's like, but like the thing that put a little divide in it was the accountability. And I remember being mad at the powers that be, like, these are our heroes. What are you doing, holding them accountable for killing hundreds, if not thousands of, and they didn't, but like the way they sought the fight did, you know what I mean? It's like, maybe they didn't.
It's funny you bring that one up, because me and Tin Man had debates with that movie of whose side we most agreed on. Can you guess whose side was who?
Well,
you can probably guess whose side was who.
Well, I mean, I believe that. Well, yes, you can, and I think the public can.
Okay. I want to hear, because I was surprised.
You were? I wasn't.
Really? Hold on. Now that throws a. This is like harder to get than teeth. Throwing a curveball in there. Teeth.
For loyal listeners,
For any of those real diehard fans that want to dig into a movie,
that have followed the pod from the beginning.
Give the dark comedy teeth a run for your money.
comedy, I thought it was a documentary.
So let me see. Okay, so we have Captain and Iron Man. You know, those are the captains of the teams.
Yeah.
And
So, to you, what was Captain America's stance?
so
on the-
he's I think with the Winter Soldier type thing, you know, with him being his main guy, he's pretty much saying.
I think specifically it was the Sokovia Accords.
That's right. That's exactly it. Yeah, yeah. So I'm thinking what they're responding to, like what they're being charged with, was what divided them, right?
Well, it was. I think specifically the Accords, which was going to say like superheroes had to basically register themselves.
Register themselves, and they had to wait for permission in order to act.
And now
So
I'm
they
trying
had
to.
So if you didn't want to sign, and you would be considered outlaw, like an enemy of the state, if you're going to if you're going to operate,
Captain.
yeah, that's Captain
Yeah,
side
Captain.
was going to operate outside their permissions.
Yeah.
Iron Man was pro Accords, and he was going to operate within their permissions.
Pro Accords and pro accountability to the government powers that be. I think you'd go with Captain and you'd go with Iron.
I guess it would surprise you. Was the opposites?
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on, and let me try to unpeel this onion then.
Yeah.
Because okay, so if you went with Captain, you allowed your lawman sense of justice to win the day. Then, so you think that as Captain America, as the head of the Avengers, maybe head of Avengers, that his perspective, his innocent perspective of justice, supersedes the corruption of government. So you've seen it as, you know what, we're going to be above the corruption of government. We're going to stand for justice only, and that's right. And Vaz then, this surprises me a lot, by the way. So then Vaz went with Iron Man saying the right, okay, I get this. I get why you would then, because there's law and order, there's a right way of doing things. We have to believe there's a system of fairness, fundamental fairness, and there's a right and a wrong way of doing things. The powers that be have decided this is the right way of doing it. We need to make what we do for justice fit that. So this is right. This is just. Yeah. We can still do our job. We just have to jump through the correct hoops and be accountable. That's what I think.
Who watches the Watchmen?
Yeah. Again, this kind of. I think it might spill over into the whole 2 seasons. But I still am surprised that you guys are on
the opposite ends.
Yes, I still am surprised. But am I close to the rationale at all? Or
no, you're pretty spot on.
Where the policeman's like, no, you can operate outside of our law. That's fine.
Yeah, but I get why he would say that though. Like, because the fear of corruption is okay. Fear of corruption is bigger than the fear of rule of law, of the loss of due process.
Yeah.
The fear of bigger corruption is bigger than the fear of losing due process. That's what I feel like with you picking Captain. Like
would I trust Captain America to make a choice on whether or not to operate, or some panel of government schmucks who might be paid by someone or covered up? No, I trust Cap.
And then Vaz, without Vaz even talking,
I'm crassly throwing it out there like that.
Sure.
But that's.
But I think of like Vaz's idea of fairness is like, yeah. But then, so the person that has the biggest in the room makes the rules. Then, supersedes the government and the rule of law.
So if your heroes don't have to follow the law, and your citizens look up to these heroes, what's stopping them from saying, well, if Cap thinks it's right to operate outside the law to get some justice,
like Batman being Batman being the image of vengeance for the first half of the new Batman movie, then everyone's like, oh, I'm on board for vengeance. And it's like, oh, I just opened a can of worms and everyone's following suit with me.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
so,
this is great, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've had this
is
debate
cool, yeah.
ever since it came
I
out.
joined in. That's cool, though. That's super cool.
But staying on the idea of the Avengers, I did Avengers Infinity War as ineffective because of one specific scene where they have Thanos dead to rights. They have Mantis sitting on... Oh, let me rephrase this.
I wish you wouldn't.
You have Mantis controlling him, right? Making him sleep or whatever. And they each have a limb, and they almost got the glove off. But Star-Lord, acting out of vengeance for Gamora, interrupts that whole process, allowing Thanos to continue and complete his plan of snapping his finger. So if he didn't act, if his judgment wasn't clouded
Ooh, that's good.
by vengeance, they wouldn't have to have
Done all
the rest of the end game and all that.
Man, I don't know if I've ever considered that.
Mm-hmm. This mustn't register on an emotional level.
Man.
And then I have Avengers Endgame. For another specific moment, very similar. They meet Thanos, right, after he's already done the snap. And they meet him in his little hut or whatever. And before they could even hold him accountable, Thor chops off his head. Before they could find out more about the stones or use whatever, or, whatever they could have done with the resource that is Thanos, he chops off his head. And now we're left with, okay, well, what else we got? Luckily, they found about quantum mania or whatever it is.
But it was 5 years of dealing with it. 5 years of having to suffer through the loss of so many people, and then them trying to move forward.
They did a pretty good job in the filmmakers of creating that space of, like
the sense of defeat,
the psychological battle of that too.
Yep.
So I think Speed is another one that's just super ineffective. And, I don't think he cared. Dennis Hopper's character. He's blowing up people and holding people hostage.
Badger.
So,
the Wildcat.
Wildcat, that's right.
Wildcat.
But it's funny, though,
Wildcat,
from a different perspective, though. You can see how destructive and pointless and, just ineffective this way of getting money or attention or respect or justice is.
Yeah, what would he have done if he blew the bus up? Okay, another
I
one?
no
How
money
are you getting your
then.
money? Yeah.
So I think it's pretty interesting when you see it from the different perspectives. So it's like, okay, in any of these other movies, what if we flipped it and the bad guy was the good guy, trying to stop the other person from getting vengeance against them,
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm taller.
That's awesome. It's a great line.
I put in, it's been a while since I've seen it, but 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri.
Ooh, I really like that. You know what? I don't know if
it.
that one's on my top 50, but that one might be in my top 50. You never seen 3 Billboards?
No.
Throw it in the list.
She's trying to act, right? And she does some pretty reckless things. Throws the Molotov in is it the police station?
I think so.
And hurts people, but it was kind of like, what did you think was going to happen setting something on fire?
Right. She's frustrated with the lack of officers investigating her child's disappearance. It's just disappearance, right? They never found the body, or
I can't remember.
I think she went missing and they never found her. I think that's how it went. But the police, she's constantly pressing them for information, or why aren't they investigating what happened to this? And then she actually purchases billboards on a highway outside of her, down the road from her house, and then it's
okay.
Chief so and so, what happened to this? Why aren't you investigating? That's what she wrote on the billboards that she paid for herself.
And when I say also ineffective, just that idea too, where you're trying to hold this I don't know what you call it, precinct, I don't know.
Department?
This department accountable for something that maybe no one can
Can never
solve.
solve, yeah.
Instead of the actual event itself and the problem itself. You know, you're shifting all of that energy towards these people that it's their career, that's their living to enforce the law. So that's just one part of it. So just the amount of like anger she had, like there's so much collateral, I feel, and so much wasted efforts
Yeah.
by that character in that movie.
Yeah, it felt like she didn't know where to put all that frustration, so it just came out everywhere. I don't know if I'd consider ineffective, because it is kind of effective, but Promising Young Woman. You've seen it, right? Or have you not seen it?
Not yet. I know
I don't want to say it.
Things.
I don't want to say.
I know things you don't.
I'll speak about it a little bit. So the movie starts off with her at a club, at a bar. Guys come up to and talk to her, and she's kind of like all sloppy. Yeah, let's go to your place. Okay. She kind of just goes along with whatever this guy says, gets her back to her place, gets her back to his place. He starts trying to talk her into, maybe taking her clothes off, or maybe we'll just kiss a little bit. And then he leaves and comes back, and she's like stone like sober. He's like, why are you? And she's like, is it odd that I'm sober? That I came here? I never once said it was okay to do this. I never once said it was okay to do that. You just took me thinking I was this drunk, and kind of ends there. You don't know really what happens. And then the story kind of keeps going and into her background of what happened and all the, she was one of the highest scoring students in med school and had dropped out because of something that happened to her friend. And she still goes out at night to meet guys and then have them bring her home just to find out she's sober, and you don't know if she's killing them afterwards. It's kind of it's vague at first, so you're like, oh. It eventually leads to a precipice, and there's stuff involved. But it's a really cool movie. Get a chance. It's shot really cool. A lot of cool colors and everything, like how it's set up.
Is it a newer movie?
Yeah. It's
2020?
2020,
man.
yeah.
But I feel like I kind of know where it goes.
Okay.
And my only pushback as effective version of justice is that she kind of becomes sacrifices her own life in more ways than one,
Right,
to this cause.
right. That's why I was going to say it was ineffective.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. That's why I got vague, is because I'm like, whatever she does or says to the people that she's around, she's kind of like soul focused on that. Mm-hmm. But at what cost?
Right.
What could she have done if she had went the other path? And that's in the story too. But that's where I'm like, I think she's accomplishing in her head her tasks, but would that have been better doing something else? Once again, the title is Promising Young Woman, so it implies that there was more to it.
Right.
That unrealized potential.
Right.
That could have
exactly.
been there.
Like took away
Right. Yep,
from
yep.
what could have been.
Mm-hmm.
Kmax, do you have any others that you could think of?
No, I was. I found that most of mine are all. I guess I don't think about them a lot as effective or ineffective. Is a
Well, throw one
consumer.
at us and we'll pick it apart.
Well,
I'm
honestly,
gonna throw,
Kmax,
I'm gonna throw one at you.
Okay.
And then, because I know you've seen this one.
Okay.
And you can tell me how ineffective it was.
Okay.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Ooh. Okay.
So Grinch trying to get vengeance on Whoville by stealing their Christmas. And just how that ends up for him.
He ends up making their Christmas.
In fact, he makes it for himself.
He ends up making Christmas. He gives himself a heart. He gives Max a good dog pet owner. Max is rewarded. His heart grows. He makes a whole village of new friends. He saves Christmas by stealing Christmas and then
By enacting revenge.
giving it back.
So he tried to to vengeance, and the exact opposite.
And then he carved the roast beast himself.
So ineffective. Vengeance?
So ineffective.
Or is it the most effective?
To his goal is the most ineffective version of
There it is. To his goal, his
Yeah.
original goal,
Yeah.
his original purpose. Super ineffective.
The most ineffective.
You suck at vengeance, Grinch.
Although he did steal Mayor Augustus's fiance.
Oh, that and rightfully so. Good for him.
That's
Look
so
at
funny.
that head job.
Have you ever kissed a man who lost his tonsils twice?
Oh my. Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't remember if that's the line. It sounded right. All right. Favorite movies about vengeance.
Oh gosh, I got 4.
Ooh.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Shall we go one at a time, or should we just go boom, boom, boom? Okay, go 4.
Just go. If something comes up, I'll interrupt you. If not,
Yeah,
keep going.
just
Send
hit
it.
your 4.
All mine
Send
have
it.
been mentioned tonight already, but these are my 4 with a bullet.
Okay.
Magnificent Seven,
Nice.
The Crow,
Sweet.
The Unforgiven, and Inglorious Bastards.
Solid.
Love those.
Yeah.
Love all of them, and
Okay.
I love them for their vengeance.
It's because their vengeance and justice go hand in hand in these ones.
Yeah.
They're like satisfying. You know, there's justice being served.
There's an idea of justice.
There's an idea of justice.
I think the most interesting one is Inglorious Bastards because it's not just in the story's sake, but you could argue revisionist. Like,
That's it.
This is how I'm getting revenge for that thing in
Well,
Yeah.
What was it said that? What was
culture's
it?
past.
Some of it- a lot of them said that as like a. It's gonna sound horrible, man. We already crossed the
you
line.
said you're going to
though.
say wet dream, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Like a Jewish wet dream. Like that's what they said Tarantino was doing here. Was like a go to the most horrible moment of your recent
Yeah.
history, and just go back and set it right and just turn it on its head.
That's what he did with the most recent movie he did too. And he hasn't seen that one yet. Have you? You haven't seen that
What?
one yet? Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Very similar, very like reimagining of a real life event.
Man, yeah, those are my 4.
Those are good.
Man. The Crow was my favorite movie for a long time, man.
Really?
Yeah, for a long time. Because it's like a rock video. You know what I mean? The whole
Yeah.
thing's like a
Oh,
rock
yeah.
video, and the tragedy of Brandon Lee and all that.
Mm-hmm. Tin Man, what do you got?
All right. let's
Great
see.
soundtrack, by the way, too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Great movie sound. One of my favorites.
Gran Torino.
I love that movie.
So that was a neat idea, I thought, where it was like his vengeance was like, how do I wrap up my life in a way that gives back, gets them what they deserve, saves this kid from his life that he's possibly heading down, and he couldn't have done it in a more like sacrificial but almost righteous vengeance in a way. And I thought that was such a cool way to tie that in together.
It's a neat
So that's a
take
real
on it,
cool
too.
movie. Yeah. Edge of Darkness, mentioned that one. Law-Abiding Citizen.
Like both of those a lot.
Law-Abiding Citizen. I was going to say The Menu because we keep hitting the bell like it's the next menu thing on the menu. I don't know if I'm going to say The Menu, though. I like Falling Down a lot. Let's go with...
I forgot about Falling Down.
That's a real
like
good
a
one.
perfect one. Especially as 3 career people and fathers, where it's just sometimes the world just you get mad at the world.
Feels like
for-
it's piling on.
Yeah. So every little thing just irks you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
People should watch us.
I'm going to go with Falling Down, man.
Yeah, no, that's-
You guys talked me into it.
That's
So
a
we got
real
to go
good
fourth
one.
one, Falling Down.
Well, you, Vaz, what do you got?
I've got a handful, but I'll talk about 3 of them anyway.
Can't stop eating these.
They're turds. For anyone listening. They're owl pellets.
So good.
The Mask of Zorro.
Wait a
That's a
minute.
good one.
That's
That's going
it.
in my
Oh.
list.
That's Antonio Banderas.
The Banderos. is very sexy.
That was right in that wheelhouse of action, adventure, comedy, like
family.
fun. Yeah.
Good all around.
Good all around. Hey, is the family going to have a good time? Do we have to get a little uncomfortable because there might be a little bit of boob? All right. We got past it. Now it's
Is Selma Hayek
fun
in
and
this one?
action. That was Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, okay, that's fine. It's fine.
That's fine also.
It's fine.
So, like, the parallels, though, between the old Zorro with Anthony Hopkins and the new Zorro with Antonio Banderas, you know, watching it as I got older, you got two different mindsets of revenge and one kind of, I guess, it's like to bring a term from season 1, Ghost of Christmas Future here.
I love it.
So, old Zorro is after revenge to De La Vega. I think that's what his name was.
Diego de la Vega?
It's like verbatim from the movie. So he's after revenge against him for basically stealing his daughter and the life he would have had with like a family life. And then Antonio Banderas is after revenge against that Captain. Mm-hmm. I forget his last name.
Captain Blonde guy who keeps heads in a pickle jar.
Yes. For killing his brother. And so we kind of see these two journeys. And the old Zorro gets his revenge, again, but at what cost? Because he's mortally wounded during that final fight. In the meantime, you have new Zorro learning that, and I think this is even said during the movie, but Zorro is a man of the people, fights for the people. So he learns during that same climactic fight that he has a bigger purpose, you know. So he's fighting for the people that are imprisoned, about to get blown up. He's fighting for his new life with Catherine Zeta-Jones's character. He's fighting for, again, going with his new life, you know, he was able to be, disguise himself as like the higher up, whatever it was. So he's fighting for getting out of the basement of society that he was in. And so once he finds all these new things, it's less about revenge against the captain and more about justice, removing the captain.
Oh, man.
And so that's why I say Ghost of Christmas Future. And for anyone that doesn't recognize that term, it's kind of like, here's your life if you don't change. You know, there's a character that kind of reflects that. So you see Anthony Hopkins' character dies in the process of getting revenge, where Antonio Banderas' character starts a new life while not focusing on revenge itself.
Rafael Montero.
That's
Diego de la Vega's Anthony Hopkins.
That's what
Captain
it was.
Love.
Captain Love. That's right.
I will be destroyed if I don't bring up The Princess Bride.
That
For
was brought up.
vengeance.
I saw that, and as I was Googling vengeance and revenge.
It only because I watched it last night, too, and then we saw the one actor, the Eels, whatever his name is, Eels. E-W-L-E-S. Yeah, Eels. We went and saw a UV, like a couple months ago, and it's just, my name is Indigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Talk about vengeance, right?
Yes.
And then it looks like he's not going to get it. You're like, oh, no, you're getting stabbed. You're bleeding. All of a sudden you stand up, and he has this Hulk Hogan-like comeback. And then ends up killing him. And I got to tell you, I didn't realize in such a slapstick, silly movie, because I watched it with Sean and my dad last night. We were watching it. And he was telling him what he can give him to give him back. And he goes, I want my father back, you son of a bitch. Yeah. And just runs him through. Yeah. And I looked at that, I'm like, yeah, and I was like, Princess Bride, huh? I'm like his vengeance was full. He looked him in the eye and told him, here's what I want back. Now, again, was it incomplete? Was it foolish to have? He looked like he was pretty satisfied.
Yeah.
To look the guy in the eye and run him through, saying, here's why I'm killing you, because you took the one thing that I want. I don't want money. I don't want fame or power. I want my dad back.
Yeah. Offer me money.
Kills him.
Offer me power.
And I just thought to myself, I remember watching it and thinking of, because I looked at the notes of this and I thought, please remember this. And I almost forgot.
I purposely didn't put it down. Like,
Really?
Thinking that I was like, well, surely they'll bring this up.
Oh, man. That's such a good one, too. Like, it was his mantra the whole movie, too. Like, prepare to die.
I had X-Men First Class in here. Magneto kind of serving as our clay in terms of, is he going to go the route of vengeance, or is he going to try and improve himself and kind of turn the other cheek and get his own fairness, right? So you had Professor X on one side trying to coax the good out of him, to say, use that energy to be good, use that energy to help others and raise the next generation in the right mindset to fight back against those same types of oppressors that you had to face. And then you had Magneto, you had Shaw kind of still nurturing the hate side of it, the vengeance, the when can I get my revenge? And you had this battle throughout the movie, and you got to see which side made him more powerful. Which side did he? What's the line? A man has two wolves inside of him or something. The one
Which
that
one
gets
wins?
fed
Which
the
one wins?
most.
Which one wins? Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of like that idea, it was like love or hate type of thing, or, and in the end, of course, the hatred side of it won out, and he kind of became the new Shaw, because the helmet was kind of the symbol for that, where he inherited, right, that the new helmet as like the new, okay, now I am the new opposite of Professor X, right?
He's Shaw's successor.
Right.
Yeah. So that's neat, because it's where does this, I don't know if it's pain, loss, imbalance, and then where do you take that emotion that you have with you? Do you take it to get back what you feel you deserve to get vengeance on? You take that and try to help those who've also had to suffer. Mm-hmm. I had a neat idea. Me and the missus were talking on. You saw us when we were walking around Lewiston. I was like,
Yep.
Here's a little mental experiment." And I go, "What if I told you I could give you $1 million, but I gave $2 million to your most hated enemy? Would you feel like it was unfair? There was unjust? Doesn't make sense? F that person." Or could you just appreciate the money for what it is? And I kind of feel like that's where you can take that. What are you going to do with this thing that's happened to you? You can use it as fuel to help you help others, or is this fuel to help you, destroy?
Well, it's croquet, isn't it? It's croquet. You hit your guy. Are you going to send them? Or are
Yeah.
you going to take your 2 shots or your shot, right?
Oh.
It's croquet. Guys, it's croquet.
Tin Man, I wouldn't mind if you got $2 million.
I was trying to think of a clever way to say it, but I went with croquet. It's like, let's see, you hit the guy. Now, what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
You're going to send him? I send them every time, by the way.
Every time.
Every time, send them. And I usually hit my own ankle, and they go.
I was going to say,
that's
that's
$2 million.
my justice, is I hit my own foot.
Justice instantly gets me. Instant karma. Instant karma, man.
The other one I'm going to talk about is Nocturnal Animals. I made Tin Man watch this one, I believe.
Yeah, it's a rough one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so I'll give you kind of a general...
Jumps in. But
I'll give you a general idea of what happens here. Context is that there is a man who was an aspiring author who was in a relationship with a woman. I think she was an editor or a publisher, something along those lines. And they had broken up. he sends her, I guess, a draft of his book that's going to be published. And in this story, there are some brutal things that happen about a family being attacked on the road by a group of young men. You can imagine the horrors that that this wife and daughter face from this group of young men. And the father, who is the movie portrays what happens in the story, and it tells the story from Amy Adams as the woman. It tells it from her perspective, also of her reading the story. So you get kind of a parallel.
Amy Adams is the girlfriend that was broke up.
That broke up.
Yeah. That gets the copy of the.
And her boyfriend was Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
But Jake Gyllenhaal also plays. Right. He also plays. Yeah. He's the lead in the story that's portrayed as well.
I see. Okay.
So what happens is, in the story, that father teams up with a lawman to get some vigilante justice against those group of young men.
Yeah.
And, even in that story, within the movie, there's themes of justice not being, or vengeance being hollow, vengeance being a dead-end road for these characters. And the nuances that Amy Adams' character gets while watching this, she's finally starting to empathize with Jake Gyllenhaal, the author.
Oh, okay.
About, she's reminiscing about how she kind of robbed him of support for being an author, trying to make it big, and just kind of doubting him and not being there for him to try and achieve these things. And so the ultimate dagger was that he set up a thing where it was like, well, you could meet at this restaurant at this time and we can try again. I think that's what I'm remembering. It's been a couple of years since I've seen it, so this is what I'm remembering. And so with her finally realizing how she wronged him and seeing that he is now successful as a writer, she decides to go meet him, at which point she is stood up by Jake Gyllenhaal. And that is his ultimate payback for showing her what she missed out on, finally getting her to realize her wrongs.
So the story about the family that runs into they're hitchhikers, the young men, that's like a metaphorical story for what he endured in their relationship.
Right.
I see.
But it's rough. It's like, some more agony. Nice. You know, it's layered, pretty thick.
So that's how she's able to see it, is like, oh, that's what you felt when I did this or when this happened.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's weird because I'm like, wait, what's going on? And because it switches and it threw me off at first.
I think it's clever though too, having him be the guy and then also be the character, because when you're writing,
yeah.
So
he's in the story, yeah.
So it was such an interesting take on vengeance to me though, because nothing actually happens. He doesn't actually harm anybody. It's all perceived within another story. And it's only within that story that she's able to undergo this transformation and realization.
And then he ends up standing her up.
And that's the extent of it. But you can see how devastating it is, though, for this girl, for this woman, to see that she's finally opened up emotionally, only to be turned down herself by the very person that she had been tormenting.
Very interesting to me.
So,
yeah, a guy finally gets one back against the ladies.
Like the score is 1 billion to 1.
it is,
Way to go, Jake.
Like I said, rough things happen in that.
Sorry, ladies out there. It's not your fault.
Rough things happen.
It's always
in
our
that
fault.
story.
100% your fault.
rough things happen within that story,
Yeah.
and it can be tough to watch. But to me, it is worth a watch to see how that all plays out.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think so.
It's definitely worth like a watch, like in this type of environment too, where you're trying to analyze and
Yeah.
notice stuff and then pick apart what you can.
I'm finding that a lot of movies are exercises now. Like, it's not just instant feed me now cheeseburgers is what I call it. It's like I'm watching it. I'm like, very often I still turn that off, part of my brain off. I still do that. Like, to my shame, I'm like,
100%, I still do.
I'm here to be entertained.
Sometimes I get caught off guard. I'm like, hey, I do the Leo DiCaprio
Uh-huh.
thing. I'm just like, yeah, oh, I noticed something.
Yes, exactly. It's fun though.
Yeah.
Hey, join us, guys. It's fun.
Well, to me, I think I've mentioned it before, but like when I watch movies, I can't, for a good portion of, if it's a new movie, I can't just like watch it and like, okay, that's fine. Okay, bye. Like you said, it's almost like exercise, but I feel like it's the same idea though of when you're exercising physically and lifting, you get the endorphins going. Like, that's how it feels to me watching some of these movies when they start to piece together. And you're actually absorbing what the storytellers are giving you. It kind of feels like the same way to me. You know?
A good old clean and jerk.
I'm gonna change it to CJC. 'Cause you can't just C then J, and you can't just J without C.
But you can.
You could just J if you want.
His socks
J all
stand on
day.
their own. They don't. There's no.
You can see all day if you want
Hit
to.
that. Give me a hit.
That thing.
He's almost
Next.
He's
Next.
like, all right, hit that thing.
What's more impactful to an audience? Cautionary or gratifying movies of vengeance?
Gratifying.
Ot's more what to an audience?
Impactful.
Impactful? Probably gratifying. I think I'd agree.
Do you guys have any other
Any other answers?
substance
Sure,
to
the
go
other
with
one.
it?
Oh. Impactful.
Yeah, I mean, the substance is this. I'm still paying my, what is it, $18 now? I'm still seeing the movie there. If you want me to draw a coloring book the right way, if you want me to learn a moral lesson, give me an after-school special that I can watch for free on TV. But if I'm paying my money for a movie, I want to feel what I want to feel. I don't want to learn a moral lesson. And I've not pushed back against this natural feeling that I have of it's entertainment, period. I have very few hours in a day, very few moments of freedom. You can teach me if you want to, but you better entertain me. And the best way I'm entertained is through that vindictive, gratuitous. let's get some vengeance here.
Yeah.
Now I get the challenge of making movies where it's more, it's less just a quick payoff of vengeance, quick gratuitous vengeance. I get the benefit, but I find it more easily accessible, and it plays to my sensibilities that way. It's easier. I can get to it quick, like the commissary. There's no wrapper. I can get to it quick, get the snack quick.
You know what? I agree. Because there's times where I'm like, I'm working a lot. I got a lot of stuff going on with the family. I got a lot of stuff going on working on the house. I just want to let the lights flash in my eyes and the sound,
Give me the
just hit me in the face with entertainment.
bomb me with harmony.
Yeah, and then once in a while,
Old hip hop
with harmony.
lyric, stupid, very late.
But I don't disagree that I like those stories too, though. Like I said about Snake Eyes, it's where like it's like a cautionary tale. It's like oh, the same light that burns this guy up is going to burn you up as well.
Yeah, I'm learning to like that more.
Moments in there.
I'm learning to like it more, but my natural, honest answer right away is that one
Yeah.
for me.
I love it. I'm going to say So this part I had to write down. I said it's a matter of perspective. I said almost all gratifying movies about vengeance have some sort of alternate perspective that can be interpreted as the opposite. So yes, gratifying, but if you look at certain things, it's also cautionary. And so that's what I like when you said, entertain me first. You can teach me if you want, but I better be entertained. And so, but I also think it could be vice versa. So if you're telling a cautionary tale, you could also put on a different set of lenses and say, yeah, but he still got his revenge.
Yeah.
Right? So it can be the cost of vengeance versus the limited reach of justice is how you could see cautionary versus gratifying. And I am actually going to agree with you guys to an extent here. I'm going to say what the audience perceives more clearly tends to be the gratification. And you touched a little bit on this at the very start. You said, because I said, I feel we can live vicariously through the lens of a character that acts on their own injustices. So you had mentioned that, where, well, I'm an upstanding citizen. I can watch this guy get his revenge on this character, though. And our own life experiences and bias multiply the strength of those lenses.
Oh, my.
And unfortunately, it seems at times humans in general tend to dwell on those injustices, right? The biggest example I could think of recently regarding movies is when I saw Sinners in theaters. Like, there's plenty of reasons to be gratified and things work out in the movie, but the biggest cheer, like people like clapping and hollering, was the scene where the character Smoke unloads shell after shell into KKK members.
Right.
There's vampires in the movie. All these characters died. All these characters you got to know and appreciate died, and things happen. But the thing that made people so viscerally react was him killing these KKK members. So yes, I do believe that the audience perceives the gratification of vengeance more clearly, but I think what cuts deeper and impacts us as an audience more are the cautionary messages behind stories about vengeance. Otherwise, I think we'd have more, I guess even more, vigilantes in society.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the reason that the lenses remain vicarious and not motivational. So you're still absorbing those cautionary things. You're still seeing, oh yes, I could cheer that this character got the revenge, but I can also see that, hey, the Count of Monte Cristo had like $1 billion and chose it to waste it all on this. I can still cheer when Guy Pearce gets his at the end of the movie, though.
Yeah.
So that's why I think what cuts deeper, maybe even to a subconscious level, is the bad things that happen to people that seek out vengeance. So that's my.
That's solid. I like that a lot.
Any other thoughts on that?
I guess. Remember we talked weeks ago again about the idea of the challenge of the filmmaker. It's almost like the low-hanging fruit. You're going to make a story. Let's make a story. Let's make a film. Let's pack the seats. How are we going to pack the seats, man? Let's give them a good vengeance. Let's give them a good. So, it's probably harder to make a film where there's that cautionary tale kind of a thing. And then it's kind of hard, like we were talking about justice and vengeance and the idea of the differences. Harder to make a tale where someone that's wronged is restored, and that is the big moment. That is the big climax of the movie is. All right, they got their justice, not their vengeance. They got their justice, and they were restored. They were made whole, instead of the bad guy just getting their just desserts.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a harder movie to make, and I think sadly maybe the film going public is more, I guess, like me though. It's like they want the instant payoff. They want that hard gratification. It's like, and it's harder for them to see. And maybe it speaks on society a little bit because reality is too much. You're sorting your own stuff out every day. You're trying to live the right way. You're trying to do justly, love mercy, and walk humbly, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes your release is watching people not doing those things, maybe. And so as a filmmaker, you have to get all those people on board with why your veggies are good for you, I guess.
Yeah. I had this in there, but I deleted it, was this idea of learning. Nobody likes to learn. Nobody likes the work aspect of school or whatever. But we can all enjoy like a revenge story. We can all cheer when someone evil dies or whatever. But it's hard work to try and see a different perspective. It's hard work to try and learn a lesson from something. And I think just like, physically when you work out, I know people like running, but it's hard work for a good portion of us. And that portion of us don't like running. But if you can do that hard work, you're only improving your mind about these things, right? So I kind of view it that way, where it's work. If you're grasping at themes and you're grasping at what a storyteller's trying to tell you, but in the same way that you're working out in the gym, this is another way of working out right here. Of gaining perspective. Being able to see things from different points of view, and kind of taking in the lessons or the themes that the movies have for you.
We discuss movies and dive into how films direct the way we experience them. God bless it, man. Full circle moment.
That's the veggies of...
Veggies can be good too.
Yeah, you deep fry anything.
Potatoes a veggie.
My favorite vegetable.
My favorite.
Chicken wings are a veggie. Are you just pointing at things and naming them? Saying you love them? I love lamp.
Lamp is a veggie.
A good one. This is a good one.
Yeah, I like that. You got that from Vengeance.
Yeah, what a path. What a path through the forest we made to get to that.
Yeah.
So our movie for the chapter of Vengeance.
There we go.
So a couple weeks ago, when Tin Man wasn't here, Kmax had picked from a set of categories. There were superhero, thriller, Texas justice, crime, and musical. So obviously we did musical, so we watched Les Miserables for justice. I'm going to go through the ones that we missed out on for Vengeance first. So for superhero, I did put X-Men First Class for the same reasons I listed out there. Thriller, I had Seraphim Falls. Texas Justice, I had the movie Blood Simple by the Coen brothers. And then for crime was going to be Nocturnal Animals.
Okay.
But because it's musical, can you guys guess? You could probably guess which one it is.
So you're saying now it's musical now for
Vengeance.
Vengeance?
Yep.
Is it Sweeney Todd?
Is it Sweeney Todd?
That was my guess.
Yep.
It is! Our fist bump.
I don't know what other
Musicals.
movies or musicals could be.
Streetcar name? No, I don't know.
Hey.
Grease.
All
Grease.
right. All right. Man, the good folks at Hilltop Cuts are going to love this one.
Yeah.
Good gravy.
Grevece.
Yeah. So join us for episode 19, Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Me either.
Oh, nice.
Really?
For real.
Oh.
I know. Oh, we should have a watch party somewhere.
We should.